So this is my first video. I've been thinking about this for a long time, and I thought when I saw the post from the developers of this game, Kentucky Route Zero, that the last part of the 5-part X comes out the 31st of January in about 20 something days, I thought this would be the ample opportunity to play it and to actually start this playthrough series and see if I like this let's playing Softspoken thing. My main point is to find games that are relaxing and that are also engaging, beautiful in some way, if it's either the narrative or the writing or the art style. It has to be beautiful. This particular game holds a very dear place in my heart. I'm a lifelong gamer, and one of the few markers I use for games I really want to play is if a non-gamer suggests a game for me, and this game, Kentucky Route Zero, was suggested by a non-gamer and by a poet, and said that the writing is impeccable, and it certainly is. So yeah, if you don't know what this game is, it's a very relaxing text-based game. There's a lot of reading, and me essentially reading a lot. But I found on the subreddit, on Kentucky Route Zero's subreddit, a very, very good description of the game. It goes like this: a haunting yet charming narrative, inspired by Southern Gothic classics up to the age of the Great Depression, comprises with the surrealist yet realist aesthetics and pace of 80s, 90s television shows such as Twin Peaks, with a dark atmospheric soundtrack that transports you into an alternative reality. If this game was music, it would be Boards of Canada squared. I really like this description. I have no idea where it's from. It could be from an article of it or something like that. But yeah, let's jump into this. As you can see, it has a very distinct art style. As mentioned, the game is comprised into 5 acts. At this current moment in time, 4 of those 5 acts has been released. This particular act was released back in 2013, so it's quite a few years ago. But yeah, it's a text adventure, I guess you could call it. It's definitely an adventure game, point and click adventure game, but it has a very distinct angular style that just grows with each part. It's amazing. Okay, we play as this person here, but let's go over and see you, this doggy. An old hound and a straw hat. Both have seen better days. It's a weird putting a straw hat on your dog, I guess. Well, weird is a bad term for it, but yeah. A moving truck rumbles softly to itself. Painted on its side are the words Lysette's Antiques, Furniture, Glassware, Curiosities. So we're some kind of antiques driver. It should be said that I have played this game before. I've started this series because I want to time it with the new part 5 coming out. Let's look at the highway. An interstate highway, 65, running from Alabama up to just shy of Chicago. It ought to be quitting time in this part of Kentucky, but the daylight just won't shake. The sun just won't go away. The sun just won't go away. Interesting. And that's actually true, it does not move. Let's go over to this man, I guess? Yeah, man in a chair. Attendant. Joseph sits between gas pumps in a Queen Anne armchair. His hair is grey and his glasses darkened. So, we apparently know his name, Joseph. So we do not play as this person here, but we have the knowledge of a third person. It's kind of interesting, but I can go into it a bit more detail later. Joseph. Damn, did you hear that wreck? Truck full of bottles. I don't know. Beer bottles? Whiskey? Lost a tire or something? And spilled booze and glass all over the interstate. What a mess. I hope they don't come down here looking for anything. We blew a damn fuse and it's all shut off. Did I hear a dog? What's your dog's name? So, apparently our name is Conway. This gentleman here. Let's make it Homer from the book. His name is Homer. Bit of a shuffle or a drag in Homer's step. Kind of an old one, isn't he? Well, I guess he's got some stories then. Hey, here's some jerky for Homer. Made it myself. Didn't turn out too well, but I bet a dog will eat it. Getting late, right? I can feel the sun on my neck. I bet it's just a few feet off the horizon. He's wearing glasses even though it's dark, so it implies that he is blind. Let's see here what to say. So apparently we have to go to 5 Dogwood Drive. Let's be a meanderer. Like this Conway person here. I've got a delivery to make on Dogwood. I'd rather watch the sunset. Yeah, it's the truth. You got to stop and breathe in that road. A bit while you're out driving, you let your eyes wander up the tree line and you just... Well, I bet you're more of a poet than old Joseph. Do you like poetry? Oh, I just like to listen to the TV. I used to do a lot of poetry on the computer, but I don't have the ear for it lately. Listen, you and Homer would have been driving up and down 65 all night. Dogwood Drive is on the other side of... Well, to get there, you've got to take the zero. Look at the zero, by the way. Kind of looks like clouds are blowing over it. The zero is a tough route to find, but you can use my computer to look up directions. You'll have to head down into the basement and reset the circuit breaker first. I'll be happy to have those whining lights back up anyway. It's too damn quiet out here. The basement door is back there in the office. Appreciate your help, friend. Oh, and here, take this lamp. It gets dark. So we have a lamp. Yay. And yes, a giant horse head on a gas station, because why not? And we can turn it on and off. But that's so beautiful. Yeah, the main genre, if you look at the Steam page as well, is magical realism and Southern Americana style, and it takes inspiration a lot from theater, how the camera moves and pans. It's generally only a panning motion. So yeah. Oh, people down here called basement people. Let's look at them. Emily, Ben and Bob sit in folding chairs behind a worn card table. Papers, oddly shaped dice, and highway maps cover the tabletop. So like a tabletop role-playing game. Pen and paper. Let's talk to Emily, Ben, and Bob, which has now changed. Conway clears his throat. Oh, sorry. Didn't know there was anyone down here. Emily to Bob. Did you hear something? Bob to Emily. Oh no, sorry. I was looking at the rules again. Ben to Bob. It gets easy as you go. Look, you said you rolled a 5, right? That means you get to pick up your marker and move it anywhere in the map. Bob to Ben. So it's your turn now, right? By the way, let's pause a little bit. A 5, we have to go to 5 Dogwood Drive. So there's some running themes, and we can pick up your marker and move it anywhere on the map. Just keep in mind of these small details. It carries throughout the game. Ben to Bob. Oh, yeah, I guess so. Where'd you put that 20-sided die? A D20? D&D? Emily. I don't see it. Did you drop it? Bob says this. It should be easy enough to find. Glows in the dark. So apparently we are invisible to them. Or they're invisible to everyone besides of us. There's some ghost vibes in this game. But it's not a horror game per se. It's more of a mystery, so to speak. But it plays a lot with who is the spectator and who is the player, and that relationship and dynamic within the game. It gets really deep if you wanted to. So they said that it glows in the dark, but let's first go down and read the sign. A dusty, rusty sign is bolted onto the wall. Sign. These are the rules. 1. No open flames near the gasoline. 2. No consumption of beer or spirits on the premises. 3. In case of sudden darkness, do not panic. Relax. Count backwards from 5. 4. Strictly limit the time spent in the basement to fewer than 3 minutes of every hour. Apparently no gasoline. Let's turn it off, and there we go. Glows in the dark. Let's pick it up. Conway picks up the glowing 20-sided die and inspects it. The number 5 is facing up. Put it anywhere on the map. It's just a small piece of plastic, but it has a reassuring, almost comforting weight. He places the object in his jacket pocket. Okay, it's very quiet. And now they're gone. These basement people, Emily, Ben, and Bob. Folding chairs are arranged around a worn card table. The chairs are empty, and the surface of the table is bare. So, let's... If you place a 5 on the table, they can do anything on them, like they can go anywhere on a map. But let's keep the 20-sided die and be an actual player in this game. Conway keeps the 20-sided die in his pocket and walks away. By the way, look at the shape of the basement here. It's kind of interesting. Breaker. See? The art style is interesting. It's definitely some magical realism, surrealism vibes. And listen to this. I assume this is the same. Yeah, it is. The sun has gone down. There it is. Just listen to those lights of mine. Yep. there's some people. There were some people down in your basement playing some kind of game, but they're gone now. In the basement? No, I don't think so. Maybe that lamplight was playing tricks on you, huh? Well, strange things happen underground, especially in the dark. So, computers in the office. You're looking for Mac West. She knows her way around those roads. She'll get you to the zero. The password is, damn. I usually just feel it out. Muscle memory, you know? It's kinda long, kinda like a short poem, I think. One of those short poems that really sums it all up. You'll figure it out. At least sums it all up. Okay. Strange individual. Let's look at the computer. Conway taps a key, waking the computer from its reverie. Rhymes. User. I guess we're Conway? User Conway is not real. That makes sense, but it's kind of rude saying we're not real. Guess we're Joseph then. Password. Now we construct a poem? Okay. So the stars drop away. Look at the text. Yeah. Looks like computer text, like old computer text. Nobody saw the accident. The lights mine. Password accepted. Either crazy coincidence or some weird password generator on the fly. Joseph is shouting. How's it going in there? Figuring it all out? Sure you are. Let's play games. Games are not real. That's a sad reality where games are not real. Well, I guess then go to messages. Let's spy on this Joseph fella. Message 1 is from Donald Hotmail. Hot MK. Message 2 is from Accounts Consolidated. Let's read the Donald one. From Donald. Fragments dim of lovely forms. Cousins. Joseph, I know it's been a while and I know you're still sore. But there's a whole world in here, and we need your help to unmask it. Yes, the caves are cold and damp, and we're old and lame. Never mind, I can't remember why I even started writing this. I miss those days in the lab, with you and our dear Lola. Lula? Maybe you found your own Xanadu. Well, so have I. Xanadu means paradise. End of message. Strange email. Maybe a bit mentally challenged. I don't know. Read message 2. Account consolidated. Account standing urgent. Dear Equits Oils, this is an urgent automated message that your account is overdue by more than 14 days. In response, we have switched you to our low reliability Dirty Power Plus plan. Consider making a payment immediately to obviate the need for us to switch you to Sustained Brownout Select. Sincerely, your friends at the Consolidated Power Company. Fun fact, Equus is it's like a species breed, I think it's called, like a subspecies of horses. Like the Latin name of horses. The oils, Equus oils. End of message. And I guess the reason, because this game has kind of taking symbolism, a symbol of the horses. I guess it's because it's a symbol of the state of Kentucky to some extent. I guess whiskey is also on there, NASCAR, but yeah, horses is definitely a symbol of it. But it can also be an animal of labor, like a mule, like an old labor beast. I don't know what you would call it. So yeah, just kind of double meanings, kind of interesting. Let's actually do what we came here for, the address book. Well, Joseph said we have to take the 0, but just literally says Dogwood Drive, so let's just try this. Address Dogwood Drive is not real. Makes it difficult then. Okay. Guess the 0? Also not real. Marquis's residence, 100 Mercado Lane. Head northeast on 65 and turn left as soon as you see that ugly tree that's always on fire. Look for the barn at the base of the mountain there. Can't miss it. Shouting. Joseph's shouting. Got it? Out there on my candle somewhere. Right. Yeah, that's it. Hey, look. While you were down there, I loaded that old TV of mine into your truck. I borrowed that thing from Weaver Marquez a number of years ago. And now that the power is all weird over here, I can't pick up anything but static and public access anyways. Ghost and the static. She was always more of a reader, but maybe she'd want it back at home. It's a nice TV. By the way, I would say godfather, I don't know what you would call it, the first author of the book genre magical realism, was written by a South American author named Gabriel Marquez. 100 Years of Solitude, and that's an homage to him, the Marquez name. So yeah, fun facts. Joseph, sun's gone down. You and Homer better get on that road if you're gonna make your delivery. Okay. Oh, I can talk to Homer. Old dog. Conway scratches behind Homer's right ear. How's it going, Homer? What do you think of this place? Seems like they're really on the rocks. How about a tree? Here's some jerky from the gas station attendant. He's a bit odd, isn't he? Nah, he's alright. Okay, let's take the truck. Conway hits back into the night. Yep. So yeah, the map design is even cool. So let's drive around. We need to head north. Oh, that's a wreck. What is this? So YouTube really compresses like dark stuff, but there's coffins here, which is kind of interesting. Conway shakes his head. What a mess, huh? Do you think anyone was hurt? Looks like a tough one to walk away from. It's awfully close to the gas station. Wonder where everyone else. Yeah, there's nothing here other than 2 coffins. And there's no horseshoe. Some bottles. Tire. Yeah, tire. Rubber, I guess. Let's head back. We have places to go. That is true. So yeah, we have to head up north and then to left, to the east or west. I mean. So yeah, this game, as said, I've played this game before, so I know where all the stuffs are. But I'll try to present it as not too much as I haven't seen it before, but maybe a little bit like that, because it makes it more engaging, I think. But there really is this relaxing, trance-inducing air around this game, and I guess one of the running themes being long-haul road trips, which sort of is, yeah, the feeling around this game. I actually found like an essay, a person who has written an essay about Kentucky Route Zero. As I said, it has developed a cult following. But yeah, and in one particular, I'm trying to find a place. I can't find it. One particular paragraph from that essay really stands out to me. It stood out to me when I read it. And I thought for this first episode I could read it aloud, because it captures a lot what this game does. It goes like this. It's easy to treat the spaces around these highways as empty. On those trips with my dad, cutting along the highway through Pennsylvania, Virginia, Alabama, and Louisiana, I would look out the window to see towns motionless and empty, locked in our vehicles speeding down the interstate. There's a creeping sensation that we're the only ones alive. So yeah, just a very telling, I don't know, description of the theme, one of the themes throughout this game. A sign in front of the building just reads Museum. The lights are off, but the front door is open. Let's enter it. Conway steps through the museum doors. A few feet inside the museum doors, the ambient sound of the highway drops sharply away. The room is cold, dark, and still. A book lies open on a table in the center of the room. An open hallway extends to the left. Large glass doors bar the path ahead. Let's look at the book first. Conway looks at the book. There is no title on the book's spine or cover. A 3-word phrase written in pencil on the first page is smudged and indecipherable. On the first page, someone has left an ink drawing of a horse, again with a horse. Several dozen blank pages later, at the end of the book, is an elaborate ink drawing of a one-legged man working an antique adding machine, surrounded by whiskey bottles. Remember this. I know spoilers, of course, in the comments if you have played this game before. Let's walk through the glass doors. Oh, okay. Let's walk through the hallway, I guess. Conway's steps echo against the hallway's marble floor and arched ceilings. Plexiglass boxes line the walls. The hallway dead ends on a darkened display case. Let's look at the display case. The display case is several yards wide, but just a few feet off the ground. It's unlit, and back in this corner of the darkened museum, very little moonlight creeps in, A gold-plated plaque on the surface of the case is a bit easier to read. It recounts a short history of fowl hunting in the region and then speculates abruptly about the nature of addiction. It's somewhat of a change. Let's look at the boxes. The first box, just a few feet into the hall, contains an assortment of bird wings. Some are missing feathers. One large, brightly colored wing almost glows in the moonlight. Its feathers are intact, but a piece of bone pokes awkwardly out from the tip. Interesting. Let's go back to the entrance. It's the same, yeah. Now let's go through the glass doors. The glass doors won't budge. To apply any more force would likely break them. Let's break them. Conway applies more force to the doors. The glass shatters. Somewhere ahead, a light switches on. After a moment, it switches off. The room is dark again and the floor is covered in broken glass. Well, I guess we can go through now. Broken glass grinds under Conway's boots as he walks down the hall. He has the feeling of being in a larger space. Very little light reaches the far end of the hallway. I guess feel the walls if it's so dark. Conway runs his hands along the walls. The floor also has glass on it, so the walls are completely smooth and strangely warm. Conway can feel his breath and sweat condensing on the surface. Okay, I guess the floor. Conway kneels and runs his hands along the floor. The floor is completely smooth and strangely warm. Conway can feel it. Okay, so same. Okay. Interesting. So that was all. Okay, let's exit. Yeah, the same. Let's drive away. So yeah, I love these little moments in time along the road here, and the paragraph or the passage I wrote really captures this this feeling, both in the game and being on a long haul road trip. The exterior of the Barren River Rural Electric Cooperative Corporation, it's a long name, is a tingy beige sprinkled with fading graffiti. The front door hangs open from a broken hinge. The windows are dark. Let's try anyways to look through a window. The windows are too dirty to see anything inside, but a few dim shapes, furniture, maybe, or livestock. Interesting word to use there, livestock. Let's enter the front door. The room feels empty with no furniture other than the built-in front desk, host to a disconnected telephone, and a few empty beer cans. Meandering lines of color have been spray painted along the walls. Behind the desk, a hallway leads into the darkness. Let's pick up the telephone. Conway lifts the telephone receiver to his ear. There's no dial tone. The phone is disconnected. Well, it is old, so. But let's try listen closer. Conway closes his eyes. With the phone pressed close to his ear, Conway can hear a thin, quiet roar, like the ocean or the highway. Well, let's try the hallway. The hallway passes several small office doors. It quickly disappears into darkness. Something is glowing in the distance, barely. Let's try an office door first. One of the office doors is still locked. Another has been broken open, the door handle bent awkwardly inwards, and embedded in the wood, but it's jammed against the filing cabinet. On closer inspection through the crack in the door, the whole room is filled with filing cabinets and other disused furniture. The hallway passes several smaller office doors. It quickly disappears into darkness. Something is glowing in the distance. Barely. They really want us to go to the distance. Well, let's walk to it. Walk to the dark end of the hall. The door at the far end of the hallway is tightly closed, but a warm glow bleeds in from its edges. Let's open the door. The handle is loose, and the door swings open easily. The hallway fills with warmth, light, and the smells of smoke and coffee. About a dozen men and women sit around a campfire in the middle of a large room. Cubicle walls have been cut into pieces, some leaning up against the walls and some arranged into stacks of firewood. One of the women waves to Conway and offers him an empty chair. It's missing wheels, but it's comfortable and easily adjustable to his height. Someone takes a pot hung above the fire and pours coffee into a styrofoam cup. Conway accepts it and they all return to watching the fire. It's an interesting little moment there. But yeah, there's a lot of these little vignettes, I guess. Oh, dragonflies. We can do this later, I guess. Let's try to find this Marquise woman. A tall black oak burns on a hill above the road. And that is that ugly tree that's always on fire. And there we go. Marquise farmhouse. Let's see it here. Scene transition. Act 1. Scene 2. Marquise's farmhouse. The pen in there. I guess it's the same. Yeah. Let's talk to Homer. Pretty dark out here, huh? Maybe you'd better stay down here when it's lit. Where it's lit. The lamp. A street lamp lights the base of a dusty path leading up the hill. I wonder how far we can walk. Oh, we walked up the hill a little bit. So we're looking through rubble or a worn house, torn down house, maybe a barn or something. And I like that the camera slowly zooms in and out as we will meander a bit. But yeah, I really like the art style, whereas you can see it's trees, but it's essentially just square shapes, like a low polygonal kind of 2D, but I guess it has some 3D elements. This style really gets to insane levels later on in the act's graveyard. Kind of morbid to have a graveyard up next to your house. A family graveyard is set off to the side of the house. Headstones are inscribed with the surnames of the unfortunate: Nowakowski, Padilla, Marquise. Marquise. And it's very grayed out, this whole scenery here. Let's walk up the car. Love the sound design. Light switch. Okay. That's creepy. Listen to the music. And the stray just books. Books everywhere, stacks of them. Weaver, so it's her. I was thinking what a lovely house we have. Do you like it? Have you been here before? Did you happen to see an owl? Okay. No, I've never been here before. I know. It must seem very strange to you. I was here when this house was built, so it's newer. Never been strange to me. There used to be another house here, but we had it destroyed, and we built this one. It was very expensive, and we got quite under the water. Quite underwater. Shouldn't it be weather? Okay. What do you do for work? Is it too difficult, or do you like it very much? I was once a mathematician. Are you looking for something in particular here? Let's small talk a little bit. I drive deliveries for a small antique shop. I believe it's hard times for a small antique shop. It's hard times everywhere, even out there on our little farm. My parents stopped paying the bank a while back. I shouldn't even be here, but I just stayed. I have some notes. I'm only a little bored. I might prefer to watch TV occasionally. Actually, I have a TV here that I think belongs to you. Will you please set it up? Then I can explain to you how to get where you're going. The zero. I know. Really creepy. Maybe a ghost or something, or a hallucination or something. No. I love the pants. It's so cool. Yeah. It plays a lot with negative space in this game, the art style. Weaver. That's not how it's supposed to look. You've made a mistake setting it up. Is it a foreign object to you? Which of your parents was it who wouldn't allow you to watch television? That's a bit presumptuous. But let's go with it. Ma thought she heard ghosts in the static. I know about that. She was ill, wasn't she? Mentally, I mean. Kind of distant, fearful. No, just expressive. You have it all backwards. I'm not surprised, are you? Have you been paying attention? I don't think you have. It's time to start paying attention now, Conway. We never told her our name. Look closely at the television. Okay. It's very relaxing, very beautiful, and the horses again, just being there, relaxing. Hey, wake up! You spaced out for a minute there. The picture on the TV is picking up the wrong signal. My cousin Shannon would know more about it. She fixes TVs for a living. Well, she used to. I think the new models are giving her some trouble. Your cousin? That's my father's brother's daughter, Shannon. We're about the same age. Well, we used to be. She's older now. We're about the same age. Well, we used to be. She is older now. Yeah, she's probably dead. She has a workshop up north a ways, by the lake, right where Pinonia, I don't know, and Wax Road meet. It's a big bait and tackle shop, and she fixes TVs in the back. Do you like fishing? Honestly, I'm not convinced you should bother with the Zero. I'd much rather you find my cousin and fix my TV. But I'll get you headed the right way. So, it's pretty easy. Get back on 65 heading north, then take the first right after the artificial limb factory. From there, your arrival at the Zero is basically inevitable. Nice to know you, Conway. Keep your eyes open, especially in the dark. Creepy. Like a couple of friends sitting around a campfire in the dark in the forest, just reading scary stories. It's kind of like this feeling in the game. Like you both feel nostalgia and relaxation, but you also feel a slight uneasiness to it. It's a very cool atmosphere. But yeah, and she's gone. Sink. An abandoned spider web stretches across the bottom of a saucepan. A skillet is seasoned with dust. So clearly it hasn't been cleaned for a long time. A disused wood-burning stove is set up in one ash-dusted corner of the room. It's cold to the touch. Yeah. And I guess nothing has changed. Yeah, no. Well, maybe we can read. The first time I played this game, after this happened, I legitimately stared at this rocking chair for like a solid 3 minutes. And no, I can promise you it does not move. So, this hasn't changed. No. Okay. Let's go to the truck. Now listen to this. Listen to the lyrics. The little band is playing. I certainly hope, by the way, that you're watching this with headphones on, because it really makes a difference. Like you can hear what the sound effects and the sound quality is. It's so much better. We're talking to little Homer here. I just met the strangest lady. She seemed pretty nice. Marquez. I wonder where her folks are from. Yeah. So yeah, let's get back to the truck. Conway gets back in the truck. And this is where I think we will leave it off for this first episode. I hope you liked it. I really like this game, and I've went in many times with in this deep rabbit holes of references and stuff. And if you really want to do it, it's really deep. References both socio-economic theories, the Great Depression, literature, theater plays, poems, all kinds of stuff. And it's a very relaxing experience as well. And I really hope you like my play style as well. So please like and subscribe, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.